So here we go, guys. The next Battle Pass season is going to start on the 23rd of this month. And yes, very interesting vehicles were added for that. Before we get into that, we first look at the decorations and stuff. So it's more focused on Russian stuff this time. So you can see RPG-2, which is pretty cool. It's the first, or one of the first massively produced, anti-tank, shoulder-fired rockets like this. So yeah, very, very cool for the Soviets, right? We have the AK-46, which is kind of an early production, like prototype kind of model of the AK-47, which is pretty cool. And then the recoilless gun, the B-10 here, as a naval decoration. So some very cool decorations. We have the Soviet Polar Explorer over here, the Don Cossack text, Gorky Pioneer, the Moscow Collective Farmer, which is a very interesting one, I must say. And yeah, then we go for the vehicles. We have two vehicles, of course. We have a premium sub chaser for France. So nothing too crazy. Of course, I don't normally play ships, so I don't even know if this thing will be too good. It looks kind of weird because it looks like a fishing vessel at the same time that it has guns. So yeah. And then we have this, the T-44, guys, but it's not any T-44. This is a very interesting one because it is a little bit different. So the idea here is that obviously the idea was to make a new, not MBT because it wasn't called an MBT back then, but the idea was to basically do something that it would substitute the T-34, right? Eventually, they had the T-54, T-55s, right? But in this, 40s to late 40s kind of situation, they had the T-44 prototypes. We have now the FM version, which is very similar to other versions that we have, but it is basically the first model that we have here, right? One of the first models of the T-44. It is 1944 version, it would be like. So the tank itself is very, very similar to the ones that we see from like post-war models and stuff and other prototypes and stuff, but the main thing is that the armor is a little bit worse because of the driver's hatch over here. She still uses the same good old 85mm. The turret very much looks like the T-34 one, right? So yeah, it's basically the evolution. The tank was technically better than the T-34, of course, but of course he didn't saw really any service in real battles in World War II, right? But yeah, cool little tank that you can get from the actual battle pass. Nothing too crazy, I know, but it is still pretty interesting. We have some vehicles that you can get on the battle trophy. Of course, 1,000 golden eagles. It is pretty expensive, but you can get this, which is one of the most unique aircrafts that we have in the game, which is the Tandem May over here of the USSR. So it's a very weird aircraft that you can get. Of course, it's kind of a gambling thing, right? But still, of course, Silver Lions, everything else is pretty much the same, right? We have the Warbond shop, of course, that has some interesting vehicles. For example, the HS-129B2, it's very good anti, ground units kind of vehicle. Very slow, very weird to use, of course, but it is pretty good for Italy, for Romania, but Italy, right? And the I-153P as well, which is a pretty good aircraft as well. So, of course, lower BRs and stuff, nothing too crazy, but I gotta say, probably the best one out of them all over here is this thing, the KV-2 for the Germans, right? The captured one. So, this vehicle, it is one of the best vehicles you can get, a premium and stuff. It's just really, really good to make money, basically. I had a friend that only used this and the T-34 747, I think it was, and the KV-1 that the Germans had, I think, as well. And it was basically a money machine because these things, they are way too good for their own good, so it's yeah, pretty good. And yeah, a new Oni pimp up decal over here, some trophies, everything with that normal Warbond stuff. So this is more of a news video that we are starting with a new battle pass, okay? You can have the profile background as well for the T-44, which is pretty cool. Is it the most unique vehicle ever? No, and that's something that I always found, that maybe battle pass, to be worth it, needs to have a revamp. Am I talking only about higher tiers? Yeah, a little bit, right? Because imagine if it was a unique you know, T-55 that is premium or something like that. A lot more people would get it, right? But since it's very similar to the normal T-44s, I find it very interesting that it has the hatch there, but it's very similar to the other tanks. It doesn't feel very much worth it to get, right? But anyway, Battle Pass are very easy stuff that you can just, you know, drive around and get it. So yeah, but basically this is it, guys, talking a little bit about the vehicles themselves. Keep an eye out for the Warbond shop. Really, the KV2 is pretty amazing for you to get. But yeah, I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and bye guys, see ya.